Can reform Russia fully? I think that's the intention. Whether it's actually in the scope of this, I don't know. We shall see. The Committee for the Liberation of the People's Republic of Russia has defeated the West Russian Revolutionary Front. So Samara is starting to consolidate. We're definitely seeing a consolidation of Russia. Bigger powers are beginning to emerge. Samara reunifies West Russia from the haze of the rumours and the contradictory news of the Russian anarchy. A new nation has arisen. Intelligence and analysts around the world have confirmed the Russian Liberation Army, the ROA, has managed to defeat its rivals for control of the land bordering the German Reich. Grown out of a collaborationist militia, the ROA and its leader, General Vlasov, have crushed the rivals in a brutal campaign. Scarce information places the smuggler General Oktan at the heart of the ROA's turnaround in fortune. The plans of Vlasov's heirs remain to be seen as the ROA has declared a provisional commissariat of Western Russia. Refugees fleeing the new state have decried Oktan and his cronies' corrupt rule. Order in Russia? I'll be goddamned! Not in that part of Russia. In this part of Russia, definite order, or else. The divine mandate of Siberia has defeated the Presidium of the Supreme Soviet in the war. So the legitimate remnants of the Soviets are now gone. And we have once more another consolidation. Right, I think that calls for a celebration, and to celebrate we will be doing the final... Oh no, we've got another giveaway after this. Okay, so, next up... In fact, no, we've got another one. Bloody hell, Katie is being very generous. Huh. We're gonna do... Age of Wonders Planetfall. So earlier on we did Age of Wonders 3, now we're doing Age of Wonders Planetfall, which is the newest Age of Wonders game, and I have definitely been streaming that one. It is a very, very good game, and I would heartily recommend you check it out. So, for this giveaway, and I think this is going to be the last giveaway of today, we'll save the others for another time. Huzzah! We are going to... In fact, let me just go and copy and paste those to my giveaway folder, so I remember to do those. This next one, which again is Age of Wonders Planetfall, the key for this giveaway is going to be... What should it be? It's obvious, really. It's going to be Poland can into space. So you need to copy and paste Poland can into space if you want to be in this giveaway. So Poland can into space in order to get Age of Wonders to... or Age of Wonders Planetfall. So this is the newest one, Poland can into space, if you would like to be admitted to this giveaway. Poland can into space for Age of Wonders Planetfall. Roxy, thank you very much for the follow, welcome to the channel. And Silas of the Lambs, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription, welcome to the Maudlings. Thank you very much for that support. Villager Win, thank you also for the follow. Did I acknowledge that one earlier? I think I did. I think that's the one that Colina said. Just because he won again doesn't mean he can't enter again. Anyone is free to enter. So, Poland can into space if you would like access to this one. Oh, nuts. I think I just reset it. I did. Shoot. Do it again. Poland can into space. Put that in. If you're unsure, I'm going to say anything from this hasn't worked. So everything under that, you need to Poland into space. Poland can into space. I'm so sorry. It's because I did Control X instead of Control C when I did the copy paste. So the keyword was removed and then that reset the whole poll. So I'm very, very sorry. If you would like Age of Wonders Planetfall, Poland can into space. I'm very, very sorry. That is entirely on me. And this is including all of the DLC. Crikey. That is... Wow. Thank you, Katie. This is all of the DLC for Age of Wonders Planetfall. This is the big deal. This is the whole thing. All of it. Age of Wonders 3 was earlier. This one is Planetfall. And thank you very much again to Katie Cat for doing this. Much appreciate it. Poland can into space for Age of Wonders Planetfall. Ah, bugger. I just realised I've not been recording this. I'll have to download it. Damn. Okay, I think I have given you time enough. I'll give it another 10 seconds and then I shall roll it. So again, if you were below that line that I put into chat, oh sorry, if you were above the line I put into chat, your Poland can into space will not have counted. So make sure you do it, just in case. I have duplicates turned off, so you're all good. So, Poland can into space. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Qual 101. Qual 101, congratulations on getting the giveaway. If you would put a message into chat right now so I can see you, that would be awesome. So I can whisper you the code. Qual 101. Congratulations. And if you don't do that, you're not getting the code. We'll give it to somebody else. So, quick, please. Qual 101. Just say something into chat so I can see you. Anything. There you go. Blimey, I'm not a mod. See, I told you, it's open to everyone. There we go. That is a copy of Age of Wonders Planetfall with all of the DLCs. Congratulations. I get the humble monthly choice classics, and a lot of the times I have the game already, so you can give away all the good games I have. Yeah, I realise, Katie, but still, it's incredibly generous that you give it to us to give away, so thank you. Alright, onwards with Kemerovo. So, where were we? We were reforming the government. Render on to Rurik, that was it. And just before that triggers, we want to see exactly what that means. The world stands in awe today as the chaos of the Russian Far East, an entirely new challenger, has risen from the seemingly nowhere and upended the status quo of the region. Consolidating his grip over the region, the newly formed statelet, calling itself the Divine Mandate of Siberia, presents a mystery to international observers, though its many contradictions. Both a state and an anarchy, pious and secular. The mandate, led by the enigmatic father of the North, potentially identified as one Alexander Men, an Orthodox priest, is anything but predictable. What began as a small peasant uprising inspired by the father's decidedly unorthodox beliefs may yet result in a reborn Russia. As the soldiers of the Holy Russia march west, the world watches with bated breath. A land of godly contradiction. And we shall stand as a buffer against such complete unfettered madness. For who would ever elect a madman to be their ruler? I ask you, who? Alright, so Irkutsk I think is still going to be the target for the tanks. And we're going to attack from there. Straight south to Irkutsk. And you are going to support that advance with all of your troops. Like so. And then everybody else, which is your divisions, are on here. We're going to make the main attack. Keep you as purple. We'll make you orange? Light orange. So that I don't mistake you for the reds. In fact, I might just make you really dark purple. There we go. After all, he is the king, the emperor, the Tsar, the prince, the grand prince. He has so many titles. Who better stand against a religious nation than a bunch of Vikings? Right, that's not wrong. Okay, so we can get another one of these. We can go for the education funding. Moderate increase to GDP. So we're going to do education, then probably heavy machinery, I think. And render onto Rurik is almost done. So right now, our outgoings, expenditures is 12.03 billion. No, it's income that I need to know. Well, overall, 3.86 billion. Wartime tech done. And here we go. This is the last one for another max planning 20%. An enemy on the back foot, no matter how strong, can neither defend itself nor fight back. Our strategy shall hence make use of multiple units fighting concurrently to keep the enemy as often on the back foot as possible. And we shall also save the game here, so I can use that as a comparison if I need to. Who is the President of the USA? Bennett. Wallace Bennett. I've already forgotten what the number was. 3.86 billion. 2 days. 1 day. Render onto Rurik. Done. So the tax laws should have shifted. 3.88. So I was right. We've just lost 200 million a year in taxation. So instead of saying we're going to increase taxation, he actually decreased it. The Clash of the Wolves. The inevitable has occurred. Prince Yuri and Princess Lydia have been fighting each other for years now, competing to see who would be chosen as heir to the throne, who would be given a chance to shape the future of Russia, and who would be left to play second fiddle. For the past few weeks, fanatic supporters of both sides have clashed in the streets of Kemerovo, where politicians and nobles fight on in Sobor. King Rurik II has noticed the devastation that comes with this rivalry and fears the situation may deteriorate into civil war. Thus, the king has decided to finally name a successor. The entire kingdom watches silently, and even outside forces are curious to see the winner, the next ruler of all the Rus. The king's children have been at odds with each other for years. Now they prepare for a final clash to determine who succeeds their father to the throne. And this is the big one, the big choice. Ural military district has defeated the Zlatoust Republic. Sverdlovsk unites. Sverdlovsk unifies West Siberia. I don't know why I can't say that. Unifies West Siberia. West Siberia has been torn by factionalism and cliques ever since the end of the West Siberian People's Republic, or even before it. But now one of these factions has managed to come out on top and is the Sverdlovsk's military government. Centered in the city of the same name, the junta has managed to defeat its key opponents, and several powerful remnants of the WSPR and extended control over the less powerful ones. The threats to the regime are few and small, with most experts on Russian military affairs agreeing that force equal to the old Socialist Republic has arisen. However, the dictatorship's leader, Konstantin Rokossovsky, has refrained from making corrections after... has refrained from making correlations with the WSPR, preferring to portray his regime as a new one. A new candidate for Russian dominance has appeared. So we've got Vlasov there, we've got Rokossovsky there, Rurik here, then Alexander Men there. 4 new contenders, Pavlodar in the south, and then I think that the Urals might still be... maybe that's Pavlodar. Looks like Pavlodar will win this, though. Clash of the Wolves is still 28 days. Okay. No longer get the effects of military austerity. We're about to possibly enter into a civil war, so I'm going to leave that. And the civilian austerity. This is where our economy truly goes bad. 5.2... wasn't that 6 billion? I think our revenue is growing. And we could do this, but I don't want to do that one. No, we want the heavy machinery. No, we want the poverty relief. That's what we want. Industrial equipment's growing the fastest. I don't think any of them have got up high enough yet, though. 188. So industrial equipment is now overtaken academic base, so it will be the first one to get to the next level. So these power tools will soon be replaced with... and this is actually going to be a pretty big upgrade, rudimentary manufacturing lines, which will increase our construction speed by 10%. We've built everything. Wow, that's all of the infrastructure done. Okay. So I think that next we want to improve the infrastructure of those areas and you. Probably not you. And then we probably want to get more factories going after this again. We don't have a choice who has the most thing? No. Not yet. Probably when the focus finishes, Kalinas. Patience. Patience. Isn't there a third sibling? Yep. Boris. Boris! The leader of the tanks. The more amicable one. The one who's stayed out of the petty politics and just drove around in his tanks. We didn't get a choice. This is just down to whoever had the most overall control. Which is a little bit surprising that it was Yuri. I would have expected Lydia to have won this. Interesting. Because we just went with Lydia's super order. So, Yuri. Yuri came out on top. Kirov reporting. That was, red alert. I am invincible, was Boris. It is my great honour, as Emperor and Autocrat of all of the Rus, to name my son Yuri as the Crown Prince. Upon my death, he shall become your rightful sovereign. Within an instant, most of those who were present amongst the Sevri Sobor erupted into applause. Prince Yuri, now the heir to his father's legacy, rose from his seat. As he stood, silence once again washed over the room. The entire council had turned their attention to the new crown prince. At such a sight, it was hard for Yuri to avoid getting emotional. I am deeply honoured by your show of trust, father. Rest assured, your legacy shall not wither away with your passing. I will ensure that the people of your realm are treated fairly, with the respect they rightfully deserve. Together, we shall work towards a more just kingdom, a brighter future for all of Russia. The applause resumed, more ferocious than last time. Yuri couldn't help but notice that even those who remained silent before it joined in. The Crown Prince looked to Lydia, who had not so much moved a muscle since the announcement. Her expression betrayed a deep anger, a fury so intense it would be not expressed through words. Lydia suddenly locked eyes with her brothers, and Yuri went cold. Her gaze pierced directly into Yuri's soul, a stare most murderous in nature. Turning away from her brother, Lydia got up from her seat and left the council chamber. Most were so swept up in the festivities that they had neglected to notice the departure of the princess. Despite his victory, Yuri couldn't help but feel some lingering regrets over the feud. Lydia's cold glance had left the crown prince all he needed to know about how his sister felt. So we've gone more towards authoritarian democracy. We lose the two wolves' national spirit, and Rurik II becomes the leader of authoritarian democracy. And yeah, AD is now going to overtake despotism. All hail Prince Yuri. What was the two wolves doing? Oh, minus 7.5% stability. That's going to be almost 100. Boom! 99% stability. 51% to authoritarian democracy, and then despotism has dropped to just 36%. And now we can get the Spirit of the Rus reborn. Which is going to increase stability even further and give us 100 political power. Finally, the political climate in Siberia is stabilized. King's Guard units no longer skirmish Yuri supporters in the streets, and the nobles are finally seeing eye to eye. A general census has concluded that the workers are content and forecast no second revolution. King Rurik II has already summoned Sobor to determine the next course of action. To the east and the west lie more pretenders, selfish dictators who... and those who cling to a failed past. The new Rus will strike outwards, confident in its security and stability. I don't know if that's true. However, we do have political power, which we can now do. Moderate increase to GDP. That is a massive boost. 2 building slots and infrastructure. Yes, please. And we need 75 political power for that. Yeah, I know we need to tackle the poverty, but that's a massive boost. And also that moderate increase is a pretty big deal too. Wait, 66. Do we have... Yes, we do. We have construction bonus. Quick! More construction speed! The organization of the workers via timetables and schedules allows for the synchronization between the different groups in completing projects on time. Research. And how are we doing? We're still short on rubber. Despite the fact that we've now built a bunch of rubber refineries, I think it's because we're on free trade that the rubber refineries just aren't really paying off. Yeah, see, we produce 11. We're getting rid of 8. Is there anyone we can import from now? Yes, we have civilian factories again. We can. So we'll buy it from Japan, I think. Do it. Do it. Do it now. The Großgermanische Reich der Deutschen Nation declared war on the Generalbezirk Lettland. And Germany's going on the conquest again. Man, look at that attack. Ouch. Can't help but feel the sibling rivalry isn't over yet. No, definitely not. Okay. Do that one. And yeah, I think... here's the thing. Lydia, believing in order so much, might well support her brother. Because he is now the legitimate ruler of the realm. But... she also very clearly wants to take control, and she's definitely absorbed a lot of the apparatus of power. Like the Shield Maiden's definitely loyal to her. Kingsguard, possibly loyal to her, because she is the militarist. Yuri, however, will have the common people, so... has Adolf died yet? Yes, he's gone. I find people who believe in order usually believe in their order. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Right, we now have a lot more planes. So I think it's... wait, where have my left and right wing gone? Oh, they must have crashed. It's time to create an actual air wing. Move all of the equipment. I want up to 100. And I want you to raining. That one. And I did press shift. But I have no idea how to tell whether it's going to train until trained or not. The Provisional Commissariat of Western Russia declared war on the Anti-Communist Volunteer Guard. That's... here. Onega. Kipichnikov. World War II planes in 66. Spirit of the Rus reborn. Rurik stood by his bedroom window looking over the city of Kemerovo. The sun was beginning to set, the sky a blend of soft orange and blue. As the sun began to sink below the horizon, Rurik reflected upon his rule. From the pit of despair, he had given Russia hope, bringing light to a country adrift in darkness. His rule had not been peaceful, it had not been perfect, but he had achieved a great deal. The sun was halfway below the horizon, the orange sky turning to red and the red fading to purple. The first stars began to shine down from the heavens, outnumbered by the lights of the city below. The king grew weaker with every passing day, and he now needed a cane to move about his palace. Rurik knew he would not live to see Moscow freed from the Germans who had enslaved his people. He would have to leave that duty to his successor, his heir. He knew that they could succeed. He believed that they had prepared them well. His child would leave the kingdom to greatness and avenge the humiliation that the motherland had been put through. Nikolai Krylov chuckled, knowing that his children and the rest of the nation were so attached to the Rurikid ideals the Mosque had eventually become. The sun was now below the horizon. The night had fallen over the motherland once more. King Rurik turned away from the window and returned to his desk, for the king still had much work to do. Only in darkness can you see the stars. And with that, we now have access to everything else. So we can make overtures towards Washington or towards Japan. Oh, and Japan. These are not mutually exclusive. That's interesting. We can have the army of the Rus. And then also the foundations of a kingdom, which will be GDP and production and academia. And lots of other boosts. And right now I am concerned about my growing deficit. Especially because our interest rates are still set to 12%. I assume that can change. So let's do this. The once thriving heart of Russian industry is now under the watchful eye of Rurik II, but the sad truth is the heart no longer beats. Years of strife and warlord conflict have rendered vast swatches of the region into shambles, and many of the factories are in too poor condition to be of any use to us. This has to change, and quickly. It will take a great deal of sweat and toil, but the industry of Central Siberia will come back online one way or another. Once this arduous task has been completed, our kingdom will have it in its grasp a weapon more powerful than any gun or tank in the world, an industrial backbone with no equal. I'm actually kind of curious how our industry compares to that of our neighbours. We can see that you have 28 factories. We have 57. And then the Ural Military District has 47, so they are actually our biggest rival. The Divine Mandate is nowhere near as strong as we are. So maybe we should have our armies on this flank.